with 2 arrests and the recovery of a stolen car.
Will the bipartisan infrastructure bill get a vote? I'm Natalie Brand on Capitol Hill, where congressional leaders are trying to get negotiations back on track.
Also, legendary quarterback Tom Brady returns to New England on Sunday for the first time since he left the Patriots.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Crawford County Sheriff and Barton County deputies arrest 2 car theft suspects after a chase. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Tanya Bach. Topping our first 7 minutes, a car stolen out of Joplin is recovered after a pursuit across state lines. It happened yesterday afternoon. The chase started in Crawford County and ended in a field on Highway O in Barton County. That's where authorities arrested a man and a woman. According to police, the car was reported stolen out of Joplin. The price at the pump just took a jump for drivers in Missouri. For the first time since 1992, the Show Me State is raising the gas tax. The state tax is going up by 2.5 cents per gallon. That puts the total tax at 19.5 cents per gallon. A Joplin veteran truck driver says he's seen various gas tax increases throughout his career and thinks 4 staters will be paying it in more ways than one.
As the cost of transporting goods, any goods, as that cost goes up, that's going to be passed right along to everybody that shops, whether it's diapers or broccoli or whatever it might be.
And this gas tax is not a one-time deal. Missouri will raise the tax 2.5 cents each year for the next 4 years. Well, if you were hoping for a wet weekend, you're in luck. Michael Aislip joins us with the first look at the forecast.
We were waiting for the noon show, Tanya, for the action to begin, and that's exactly what has happened, especially south of I-44. Here's a look at the Skywatch storm tracker. Let's go ahead and remove our cloud cover, and that way we can focus in on what's coming in right now, just to the south of the interstate, but making its way up through Mount Monette and up to Mount Vernon. That's some heavy, pretty rain right there. Now, no lightning, no wind, no hail, no warnings, no watches, nothing like that. But eventually, everything's going to keep on working its way down. As a matter of fact, this thing, you go, it's down by the Red River. That's going to take forever. And no, it's actually going to begin to formulate right there. See right here in the Tulsa area? That's where it's going to begin to pop up and make its way toward us for the rest of the afternoon. Cloud cover got on us fast. Luckily, had enough heat to get rid of some of the fog that we had earlier today, as we've already pushed up into the mid-70s. So it's very, very comfortable outside with just a little breeze coming in from the southeast. Severe thunderstorm risk map has not changed. We call that a good thing. That means that all we'll have are showers. Now, with those showers also means lightning and thunder. You have to remember that marginal category into the low. That's when we talk about wind and hail. Severe thunderstorm risk map does not mean we're not going to encounter lightning and thunder. So I want everybody to be apprised of that situation as we head out to 4-state Friday night and high school football games. But one thing about that is when we get there, we're really talking about everything staying kind of to either side of us. I'd still go ahead and grab the umbrella though, because you're going to get a rogue pop-up there, especially as we get toward the end of the games. Now, on the way home, now not looking at anything severe, but look at what we encounter Saturday morning. Oh my, we're going to roll some real good rain from Saturday morning all the way through the afternoon and evening. Now eventually we'll get some sunshine on Sunday and a chance to dry out, but Tanya, still another 1.5 to 2.5 inches left before we're said and done.
Yeah, inevitably we're going to get it at some point, it seems like.
Hello, October.
Yep. Well, lawmakers averted a government shutdown ahead of last night's deadline, but now Democrats are struggling to move forward with 2 bills that are key to President Biden's agenda. Natalie Brand is on Capitol Hill with the latest.
House Democrats arrived back to the Capitol for a meeting behind closed doors Friday morning ahead of a possible vote today.
We understand that we're going to have to get everybody on board in order to be able to close this deal.
Speaker Nancy Pelosi had hoped to move forward on a $1 trillion bipartisan physical infrastructure bill on Thursday, but negotiations stalled late into the night.
We're laser focused on trying to make sure that we establish universal pre-K, free community college, expanding Medicare, That's what we want to deliver for people, and that's what we're fighting to protect.
Progressives in the House say they're not voting for that bill until an agreement is reached on a proposed $3.5 trillion separate bill for social spending that would fund programs like universal pre-K, an extension of the child tax credit, and paid family leave.
The resolution is not here in this caucus. The resolution is with 2 senators. We have been waiting for an offer to counter the $3.5 trillion that is on the table.
In the evenly divided Senate, Democrats cannot afford to lose a single vote, and moderate Democrats are raising concern about the price tag.
West Virginia's Joe Manchin told reporters Thursday he wants to see a much smaller social spending bill, suggesting a price tag of $1.5 trillion.
I've never linked the 2 bills together, and pray to God that let's look at each bill its own merits.
Protesters arrived by small boats and kayaks at Manchin's houseboat in Washington, D.C. to voice their frustrations.
If you don't pass this, we're going to they're not going to pass things like this for the people. They're not. This is our chance.
The White House said in a late-night statement they're closer than ever to an agreement, but not quite there yet. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And there's another crisis looming. Lawmakers must raise the debt ceiling by October 18th, or the government will be unable to pay its bills. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says the consequences of not acting could be severe. Well, your mail could take longer to reach you under a new plan that takes effect today. The Postmaster General is slowing down some deliveries and raising prices. In March, Louis DeJoy announced a new 10-year plan that promises to cut debt and modernize the agency. But it comes at a cost. Almost 40% of first-class mail could take up to 5 days to arrive instead of up to 3 days. And sending holiday cheer will be pricier as well, with postage rates increasing up to $5 more per package until December 26th. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at noon, fans react as Tom Brady returns to play ball in the same stadium they say he basically built. And later, we're making crispy croutons in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. For the first time on Sunday, the record-setting quarterback Tom Brady will play in his old stadium wearing a different uniform. Brady moved to Tampa Bay last year after 2 decades in New England. In February, he won his record 7th Super Bowl ring. But as Dana Jacobson reports, Brady's return to the region where he became a superstar puts the home team's fans in a tough position.
Greatest of all time. He's a legend. He's the GOAT for a reason.
Thank God, Brady.
Not since tea was thrown in the Boston Harbor has this city faced such a difficult decision.
I still love Tom. I still love Tom. I feel like I'm the jilted lover.
Stick with the home team or begrudgingly show some respect to the guy that put the New England Patriots on the map forever. Tom Brady is back in town, and some are struggling.
I respect Tom Brady. I love all that he did for us as Patriots fans, but I am not rooting for him on Sunday. I will not boo him. I can't boo him, but definitely not rooting for Tom Brady.
He's coming in as the enemy into his stadium that he basically built.
For 20 years, Brady was New England's golden guy.
Look at this. How could this not motivate you? Is what it's all about.
You know where this is going. 6 Super Bowls, 3 MVPs, greatest of all, blah, blah, blah.
Brady's going for the big ball. He's open! Evans for the touchdown!
He said bye to Belichick and moved, like lots of people planning for retirement, to Florida. And then the 44-year-old won a Super Bowl in Florida.
I think we knew this was going to happen tonight, didn't we?
And so he'll walk back into Gillette Stadium waving a shiny new ring in the faces of his friends and former teammates, like Stephen Gostkowski.
I still have a lot of great friends there, but they know I want to kick their butt this week.
Who are you rooting for in this game?
Well, I mean, obviously I'll be a Patriot fan for life, but Tom was a big reason that we had a lot of success. So, I'm kind of in the middle on this one.
Stephen Gostkowski played with Brady in New England for 14 years.
You know what those fans are like. What do you expect this to be like on Sunday?
I mean, I think it's going to be a mixed case of emotions, and it's not like he's the first guy that's ever gone and played for another team. He's just, the one and only Tom Brady. So it's kind of weird to happen after such a long time. It's kind of weird, but it just seems like the new norm now, and I understand the Patriots fans who want Tom to do well, and I understand the ones that want to, beat his face in on Sunday.
Dana Jacobson, CBS News.
Will be fun to watch. Still to come on the KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
When it comes to croutons, I want them fresh, I want them big, and I want them flavorful. The trick to getting all three lies ahead, so don't go anywhere.
But first, Michael Hayslip returns with your complete forecast.
Let's go ahead and bust open the almanac here on the 1st of October. Now, we're not that far down as far as our annual precipitation goes, and there's a good chance. Remember, these measurements come from Joplin Regional Airport, that by the time we get into Sunday morning, we're going to be right on par with where we'd normally be. Look at that record low, dates back to 1985. Hit the freezing mark on October the 1st. No thank you, sir. Ma'am, I should say, as in talking to Mother Nature. Look at the cloud cover over 7th and Range Line in Joplin. You can tell it wants to pop at any time. Sits at a very comfortable 74 degrees, but high humidity at 82%. Now, speaking of popping, we do have a little bit of precipitation going on south of I-44. Let's bebop down here into southwest Missouri / northwest Oklahoma, or Arkansas, where we've yet to pick up any lightning involved with any of that. But at the same point in time, as it moves up from the south, and that's what everything will do today, move from southwest up to the northeast. We are seeing some good bouts of rain make its way through McDonald County and Berry County, and now right along the Mount Vernon exit on I-44 as well. When we take into consideration what we've had, our rain totals since Thursday, a whole lot more spread out than what we had when the rain first began. We had that definitive line right along the Montgomery County and Labette County line, and then just trace that up to the north now. Coming off of yesterday, where we had thunder, lightning, and heavy rain for the central and eastern portions of our counties. Everybody pretty much sitting at least a quarter of an inch. Some places already up to about 3 to 3.5 inches. And remember, we are not done. At the same point in time, comfortable. Just remember, when that rain does roll through, don't be surprised if you don't get about a 8 to 10 degree drop when the initial storm system hits. What we're following today is this on the jet stream as it dips down around Mexico and then makes its way back up right through the 4 states. That's why all this Gulf moisture is going to be pushed along the I-44 corridor. Now, we don't have the threat of anything severe, and when I say severe, I don't mean thunder and lightning, because that will still exist, but no high winds and no threat of any hail. Speaking of severe, let's take a quick tropical look as we head into the weekend. As Sam is still a Category 4 hurricane, and by the time Saturday and Sunday roll around, it will cause some pretty good storm swells on the mid-Atlantic and east coast of the United States. And then, still tracking Victor, still a tropical storm, and remember, Teresa, boom, 48 hours, she was in and out. That's why we went from male name to male name and dropped down to the V's, but Victor's still hanging in between Africa and South America, so of little consequence to us. What is of consequence to us is a Friday night, it's fall, and it's high school football. So we're going to talk about scattered rain with mild temperatures for about the time kickoff rolls around. Wind won't be too much of a factor, so that won't be too bad. And really, since it's going to be scattered, traveling won't be too bad at all. But I'd still hang on to an umbrella all the way through tonight. And if you got anything going tomorrow morning, well, that's where we get a little bit more widespread. There we sit at about 8:30, and as we progress toward the noon hour and into the afternoon, heavy rain that then spreads to the northern portion of the 4 states, and then there's the 44 line that we've been talking about. That'll be just in time, of course, for the Pitt State Missouri Southern rivalry game taking place in Joplin at Fred G. Hughes Stadium tomorrow. Our 7-day forecast with temperatures that are very, very nice for the beginning of October. And Tanya, just stick around until Sunday with me, because Sunday is going to be gorgeous. We're going to open up next week in the low 80s, high 70s with plenty of sunshine. We just got to find a way to keep the basement dry for the next 48 hours.
It sounds like if you're thinking about trying to reschedule something from Saturday, Sunday is a good option.
Sunday is going to be perfect. Next weekend, if you want to put it off a week, if Saturday is the best day to do it for everybody, friends and family, if you can delay it 1 week, it's going to be fine as well.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Michael. We take this time to honor today's 4-state hero, Lance Corporal Wesley Hinkle in the U.S. Marines. The soldier from Girard, Kansas, joined the military in 2013. He spent a tour in Afghanistan. To Lance Corporal Wesley Hinkle, We thank you, our fourth state hero. Say goodbye to store-bought varieties and hello to homemade crunch and flavor. Today, Howard shows us how to make crispy croutons in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
When it comes to salads, we all know it's important to start with fresh veggies. And if you don't have a good dressing to drizzle over it, why bother? Well, that's how I feel about croutons. I want them fresh, I want them big, and I want them flavorful. So let me show you how to get all of that. It all starts with the bread. We need to cut 1/2 to 1 inch pieces. I like to use either French, Italian, or sourdough. I don't recommend starting with sliced bread, as you want your croutons to be big and hearty. Now, we place some melted butter, olive oil, or a combo of those in a bowl, along with a little garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Drizzle it over the bread chunks till they're evenly coated. Then, place them on a baking sheet and pop them in the oven. The key is to make sure they're fresh, crispy, and loaded with flavor. And don't forget, these are just as good in a bowl of soup as they are on top of salads. To get the recipe for our homemade crispy croutons, all you have to do is check out our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a crispy, crunchy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Well, you can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at koamnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our 4 state market prices.
Go ahead and roll it one more time as we do see some rain beginning to make its way out of northwest Arkansas into southwest Missouri. High school football kickoff forecast with scattered rains, mild temperatures though, and certainly not too bad. But then remember, far cry from being over. Saturday morning, we're going to re-roll it again right up I-44 southwest and northeast. Just wait until Sunday. That's when we'll get some sunshine and actually start off our first full week of October on a very, very nice note.
Yeah, looking forward to that. 78 degrees on Sunday is not bad either.
Just give me 48 hours and we can sit back and enjoy October.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Michael. Well, coming up tonight at 5, the drug maker Merck says during a trial run, its experimental pill to treat COVID-19 cut hospitalizations and deaths by half. We'll have more on the first oral medication to fight COVID in Health Watch. Plus, a judge unseals the 13-count indictment revealing criminal enterprise that brought thousands of pounds of meth into Oklahoma and Missouri. And we speak with the Miami PD about the role officers played in arresting the 4 state suspects. We'll have those stories and more tonight on the KOAM News at 5.
Thank you for joining us here at noon. Tanya and I'll see you again Monday morning.
The rest of the team back here at 5 o'clock.